Lady of the faucets, let's get it.
It's R2R, it's R2R, back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R, back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R, back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R, back to riches, back to riches. Got my call from the R2R. Farmers going up, Brody, check the chart. In the loops, buying all these plots. Thomas G and Mike got the chat on lock. With a drip and pause. Got these dogs and pigeons from me, I'm ready to score. Got me a bag of the rich and hard, I think I need more. Group got me in the wave, now I'm swimming the shore. Now I'm up to the core. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches.
All right, and we're live, guys. Let's go, let's go. Welcome to R2R Wreck to Riches live stream number 44. Happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. Actually, I know you had a great weekend if you're watching this stream because the Titanx ecosystem is on fire, all right? From prices to stats across the board, there's so much to go over on a daily basis. They just give us infinite content. Can you believe that? Infinite content. There's just so much going on. You couldn't cover it possibly in a 1 hour time frame like I do every day. You got streamers out there doing 3-4 hour streams. It's crazy. It's exciting times. And don't forget, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. For damn sure, I'm not a professional. This is cryptocurrency. You got to do your own research. Don't ever allow an influencer on any social media platform out there to influence you when it comes to cryptocurrency because you could lose it all. And we don't want that to happen. This could go bad. You guys know the drill. But hey, man, this is a great day. This is a great day. This is a great day. All right. I repeat, this is a great day. I mean, I can't. What are we going to talk about first? We're going to talk about Titanx stat page. We'll go from the stat page. Let's go from DApp to DApp, from the Titanx stat page to Hydra to Titanx farms to Hyper. We got to cover everything. There's element 280 going on. Everything across the board is just on fire. And you know what? I just saw Ivan on Tech was talking about Dragon X, right? Everyone's excited about that. You've got people out there that are like, what is Titanx? Like, what?
Yeah, you keep telling me that. Who is she? What? The Sultan of Swat. The King of Crash. The Colossus of Clout. The Colossus of Clout. Babe Ruth! The Great Bambino!
Right. So talk about Dragon X. In order to get the Dragon X, you got to go into Titanx. You go from ETH to Titanx to Dragon X. So that type of attention, that type of spotlight, it's a beautiful thing. Really, really happy to see Dragon X mentioned there, which is going to lead to other people questioning, have that big question mark. What's going on? They check the chart. They see Titanx. They see all these Titanx pairs. Everything's in the green. They discover there's the ecosystem. Tons of people live streaming. The community is solid. So much going on that the attention of big people are on the verge of just, listen, as an influencer, we love to talk about cryptocurrencies that are in the green, especially if you've been in it. But big influencers want to get the credit before something 10x's and hop in there and get involved. And before we continue, guys, don't forget, all right, I'm a Bad Bunny ambassador. If you're looking for no risk, a free tap to earn game, check out this commercial. Yeah, dog, it's Thomas here from R2R. Welcome to the Bad Bunny Tap to Earn free game, where you can earn your free airdrop by simply tapping your screen. All you got to do is follow the instructions in the description of this video. Step number 1, no laptop computers, no desktops, anything like that. You're going to need a smartphone. Step number 2, if you don't have Telegram, download one and log into your Telegram account. or simply log in if you have one already. Step 3, click the link below in the description, and it's going to take you straight to Bad Bunny, where you can tap to earn your free Bad Bunny meme token airdrop. Let's go! Let's go. That ain't me. That ain't me. That couldn't be me. Let's get right to the comments. See what's going on, everybody. We got a stack of comments here. Tink sell-off won't last. We'll take a look what's going on. There's a sell-off right now in Tink. Oh, gosh. Let's take a look. Crypto Pride, welcome. Don't forget to follow him. Subscribe to his channel. He is a fellow influencer that talks about Titanx as well, so check him out. Crypto Pride on YouTube. Let's get it. Welcome, Mac, Big Mac. I just had the chicken sandwich Big Mac this weekend. It was so bomb. I was like, bro, can I get it with the spicy patties? They're like, sure. Delicious. Dragon Ball Holder. Yeah, dog. What's going on? Yeah, dog. Volt, LFG. Everyone's on that Volt today. What up, Jamie X? Big yeah, dog for you. Bought that Volt dip. I gotta go let me go take a look at what's going on here. Let me go. Now I was going to cover the stats. Now we're going to go take a look at the Vault. Was there one right now? I know there was one last night. Vault looks good. It recovered. So they're probably talking about the Vault dip last night. There was a big dip across the ecosystem. Titanx was getting sold out. Vault, Tink, everything, right? Let's go back. Tink. I love the way you're tinking. Titanx going to create millionaires. It's going to print millionaires. Probably a lot of people that are just early birds, right? Early bird catches the worm. Win bottom on Hydra, bro. We'll take a look. We could talk about anything you guys want to cover. Yeah, now Tink finally found a bottom. There's so much going on in this ecosystem. It's impossible to keep up on Alien X coming next. Then Lotus. Yeah, there's a lot coming, man. We got a lot to cover. Tink buy and burns already at 100K. We can jump into that too. The buy and burns got boosted just a tad bit. We'll look at that. DTM trades, love your channel. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Pound the like button. Guys, if you're on YouTube, subscribe, post notifications, pound that like button, drop a comment, show some love. If you're on X, go get all the hashtags on the comments, repost, like it on X as well. Follow me on Twitter, or AKX if you're not. Appreciate you. Interesting to see how the Tink chart is forming. All right. Will the Titanx that unstakes on 369 that does not belong to Dragon X add to the liquidity supply, potentially pushing up the 60 trillion mark again? We'll take a look at all these fun facts. Tink still undervalued. Just look at the supply price versus Inc. Absolutely. All right. We covered the comments. We kind of skipped around, but let's start from scratch. Let's start from the beginning. All right. Because everything in this ecosystem that is going to have a spark, that's going to kickstart everything, is what's going on with the Titanx supply, right? Well, what's going on is right now we're at 49 trillion tokens. We've been burning off. We saw it just a couple weeks ago at 70 trillion plus. Now we're at 49 trillion. So there's a lot being burned right now. 32.5% of the Titanx has been bought and burned. 23.61% is liquid. So what's going on here in the build on Titanx ecosystem? 3.81% in hyper, 21.38% in the BLT protocols, and then you got the small itty-bitty amount, 2.42% in penalties. Locked up is 15.4% staked. I'm loving these numbers. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Take a look who are the biggest contributors to what's going on, the underlying factor as far as more and more of the Titanx is being burned or locked up out of circulation. Dragon X top one right now, still Hydra number 2, Vault number 3, and then you take a look here, new kid on the block, Element 280 number 6, about to pass Helios, which is the same developer. And Inferno number 7 just got added to the Titanx farms this morning. Let's take a look. The APR has probably dropped. It was like 4,000% when it launched. So now you can go to titanfarms.win and pair up your Titanx with Inferno and earn 342.71% APR. Let's take a look at the participation. $492,772 is being managed right now by the liquidity farm. So there's not a lot of money in comparison to everything else because it's brand new. But the overall liquidity managed on Titan Farms, and remember, the more and more we add, the millions and millions of dollars grow, it's going to be collecting fees and distributing it to the tokens that we're going to show you right now across the board, like DragonX, Hydra, Titanx, Hyper and Tink. I want to say Tink, but $29,923,668. That's a lot of money to be collecting fees. The highest APR right now that you're going to get across the board is with Tink and Titanx, 814.64%. I went big, transitioned into this farm a few days back, and I started thinking like there's not enough. I don't have enough Tink, right? That's my Tinking process, and I'm like at the point where I'm like, okay, there's going to be a bottom, and I'm talking with my group, personally, in my VIP group. I'm like, there's going to be a bottom. And when that bottom happens, wherever it is, because I can't time things perfectly, it's going to, hit a bottom, start to rise slowly, because by design right now, you have a 1 per second Tink emission. Every second, one Tink comes into circulation, and people are locking it up. They're buying it. But the buy and burn, right, which is collected based on the fees of the overall protocol, which is almost $30 million of fees are being collected across the board. Well, not $30 million of fees, but there's $30 million being managed. Imagine all that money and the collected fees, what it does. And you can see here the stats in real time. So far, it's burned $56,000 of DragonX. That ain't chump change. That ain't chump change, all right? And this has only been 6 days, not even a week. Just imagine a month in, 2 months in, 3 months in, and how it affects the overall ecosystem while we go hyper-deflationary. Very soon here, completely and we'll look at the stats, a big 360 from where we're at as far as inflation to hyper-deflationary. Hydra, almost $12,000 in Hydra's been burned, about $7,000 in Hyper. And this is why I'm so bullish on Tink. So Tink, if you look at the details here, this just got doubled. It was 250 million Titanx. It was callable once per hour. Now it's been adjusted to 500 million Titanx. Buys and burns Tink once per hour that could be called by a user. So that's $668 an hour in Titanx value that can be used by calling this on the farm to burn Tink tokens. All right. So right now, if we go to the chart here, you go, well, based off the price, that determines how much that would be. Let's see, Tink. What would $668 be in Tink? 219 Tink per hour being burned. All right. And that's just the beginning. This is just a piece, like a taste, like a tiny Tink taste of what's going to happen. So that's been adjusted and doubled today from what I saw compared to yesterday. Now, the buy and burn Tink with Ethereum, remember, the fees are what's collecting this Titanx and this ETH to be set aside to burn Tink. So right now you have 60 billion Titanx, $82,853 at Titanx that is sitting there being burned at a rate of 500 million per hour. Then you look at ETH, then this is the fees collected, right? The more volume, the more money that is on this Titanx farm, and as that grows, the more fees will start to lock in here. 6.67 wrapped ETH. That's $17,500. So every 2 hours, 0.1 wrapped ETH is going to buy and burn Tink with wrapped ETH, $250. And that's just a small percentage, a small taste of what we're going to get as these fees collect. And that ETH goes from 6.5 ETH to 12 ETH to 15 ETH. And then the Titanx fees that are stacking up goes from, an $82,000 value to a $160,000 value. It goes from 60 billion tokens to 120 billion tokens. It's only 6 days in. So look, 30 days out. It could be a lot that's going to buy and burn your Tink. To the chat, what up, R2R? Love the channel. Want to hear some strategies for all these Titanx platforms. Is Hydra too late to jump in? No, I'm still making Hydra miners every single day, so I don't believe it's late, in my honest opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, but I am making them every day. That gives you kind of an answer. I have a lot of Titanx, but I don't want to farm. How can I make money with Titanx I have? Hold it. If you don't want to do anything with it, hold it and watch everything unfold before your very eyes, right? That's your option. Hodl that Tink, right? How do I get into that new VIP group? It's been around for a while. I haven't, people have been coming in and I haven't been accepting anybody. But if I see you go through on Twitter, there's a link tree. So follow me on Twitter. There's a link tree link, and I'll give you a link to the VIP group. If I see Jason 5 there, I'll let you in. Sellers bringing that tiny Tink energy, right? That's okay. People that farm and have yield farm before, there's a lot of new users. So users that are attracted to high APR farming, they know and they're used to buying a token, selling the rewards, compounding, selling, or just selling the rewards. And that's what they do. They move on. But you're in a different environment. These are all hyper deflationary tokens that are going to give you a yield. On top of that, the yield that you earn is a inflationary token that gets bought and burned. So the way the fees are working and what should happen is we should be able to burn all of the supply that's being minted as time goes on. So it really is like it's inflating, but it's most of it's going to be getting burned based off the fees it's collecting, right? You see all that's happening with Volt. Nobody's ready for what Volt's about to do. So let me hop into Volt really quick here, and I'll explain to you what nobody's really thinking or talking about. And here's the thing. So right now, the auctions with Volt, right? The auctions with Volt are becoming less and less. Now there's 20 million. I've been doing the Volt stats update, so people see this in real time, and then they come back and go, oh. So it's now dropped to 20 million Volt. That's today for day. What day are we? Number 17, right? It's burned 21.02%. What's in the treasury is being depleted. So you got to imagine, I told my group 6 days out from today, there ain't going to be any more Volt to put into the auction. So your only bet versus, the whales right now are going into the auction. You're not getting a good deal. They're coming back, they're selling back, going in. It's like some kind of like what we saw with Richard Hart with Hex in the early days when there was an auction. That's going on right now. I don't want to say it's like a walk, like they're recycling, but it's like a recycling of whales going in every day and coming out and selling for the small profits and going back in and coming back out and keeping the excess amount to make on top of the cherry on top, right? So when the auction no longer has diddly squat to offer you, you're going to have to buy off the market, and what will be available off the market, you're going to be competing with the buy and burn. Then you have Lotus coming out. So everything's like timed out perfectly. It's going to be really a battle for people to start buying Volt. Volt's about to build on this, and that. Everything is going to benefit Volt that Steve builds on. So it's a ticking time bomb. It's a ticking time bomb. Is there a way where you can pin your calls on Telegram? The reason why I don't pin anything is because they're not really calls. I'm not like a call group. We talk and we discuss about things in Telegram. And if you're active and you're in there, you'll catch this discussion and you can make your decision. What I pin in there is like my live streams and all that, because it's just a bunch of like-minded people that are, what I would call advanced users in the space, that if you want a meme token, they're talking about meme tokens. If you want a strategy in Titanx, they got your back on the strategy with Titanx, and you can go back and forth. I think I got to add some guy back. He had said something. There was a guy who messaged me on Twitter. He's like the only person I've had to kick in like a year. But there was like, I had said, I'm all in on Tink now. And he was just like, what kind of group is this? Like first you're saying all in Volt, now you're all in Tink. Well, if I'm all in on Volt and then I say I'm all in on Tink, right? That means I'm farming the hell out of Tink, and I can use my Vault because I want more Tink and to compound that. So we kicked them. I was like, because I don't want any of that in my group. I'm not here to babysit anybody. That's why it was a private group. So I'm not looking to sit there and make calls. There's a lot of things I have thrown in there, like Nero CTO at $1 million. It's almost a $1 billion market cap right now, right? There's a ton of those that are in the group, but definitely not pinning it like, get in this. I don't do all that, bro. I just request the access from the X. My username is Deuce226. All right, I'll look out for that in a little bit for sure. What's the buy frequency of what the? Let me go on my phone right now, bro, because I'm going to tell you something and I'm going to forget. So let me go on my Telegram on my phone and accept it now. I don't want to leave you hanging because once I'm done with this, I'll be with the kids. Jason, yeah, I see you right here. So you're in. Thank you for joining. Like I said, man, there's a lot of people in the group that are, they got connections. They know people, right? And your network is your net worth. Who you know matters in this space. That determines a lot of things. What's the buy frequency of what the Vortex will buy in Hydra after 90 days? Will it be every hour? So the Vortex, we just saw the Vortex happen in real time with Hyper. So when you go to the Vortex, right, to answer that question, you see this $3.1 million of Titanx. It gets shot into the buy and burn contract here. So it triggers it to be sent here. And what happens here is that goes from 518,000 and whatever else comes in during this time, and it throws this 3.1. Now you have the Dragon X that's bought with Titanx, right? So it's taking the Titanx and it's taking the Dragon X, right? So the Vortex stores 10% of Titanx plus 18% of Dragon X bought off the market. So when it's triggered, I believe the Dragon X comes here. That Dragon X is used to buy and burn Hydra. This Titanx right here, does it go on this end here? I think what happens is it might purchase Dragon X. I have to double check. The code sends the Titanx to be used to buy Dragon X and then burn Hydra with it. So this buys Dragon X and it puts it in here from what I understand, right? So that's just going to be still whatever intervals they choose. I think it's every 30 minutes. You get 188 million Dragon X is callable for this. And let me reflect back and look at Hyper because I watched this happen with Hyper. It's not like it buys everything in one market sale, right? Like it doesn't take everything that's in the smart contract and market buy it. It simply goes just like here, like I'm showing you, from the Vortex, and it gets shot into this area here as far as like the Titanx switched here. And then the ETH, I believe the ETH kicks it off over here. So the ETH gets added here from the Vortex, right? Which is used. This ETH here on Hyper, for example, is used to buy Titanx. So swapping back to Hydra, now that my mind is clicking here, this Titanx gets sent to the Dragon X buy and burn, gets added here. This Dragon X gets sent here. And whatever is callable, however they implement it, could be more or less by that time, is where the money goes. And it just gets distributed like you're seeing now. But the pot's bigger. All right. Hopefully that answered your question. Yesterday was 23 million. We're talking about the Titanx farms. That's huge. Thoughts on Tink? You buying the dip? I bought the dip. I'm farming the dip. I bought the dip and I'm farming the dip. I love Tink. I feel like I don't have enough Tink. I was that guy on Twitter. Yeah, man, you went on chat and like you said something. I didn't like it. I was just like, bro, this ain't that kind of group. So I booted you. I would love to add you back, but I got to go in there and look to see, who you are exactly and all that stuff. Because I don't need any of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like we got people that are hustling. We're sitting there like, hey, what kind of group is this? Like, because I talked about Volt instead of all in on Tink. My explanation, what I told you was we are farming Tink. I can be all in on everything, man. I'm all in on Titanx. So I only want people in that group that aren't going to stress me out, because like I said, I don't need the group. The group, we need each other. We need each other, actually. I converted my Titanx into hyper to farm. Hyper been dropping. Man, you got to wait it out, bro. E280 pump hard. Let's take a look at E280. Man, look at all this stuff there is to cover. ETA80 pump hard, E280 dump hard. Let's see. So we're looking at the E280 site. Let me pull up the price. And you got to remember, E280 just started, right? So it pumped and then it dumped, because I believe after 48 hours, you can start selling your rewards from the NFTs. I haven't got in yet. I had every intentions of getting into Element 280. But like I told people, Volt kind of just stopped me in my tracks. And then I wanted more Volt. Then I had that eye opener with Titanx Farms and realizing what's to come with the buy and burn for Tink. Okay. The reason why I like Tink is because I know in a month there's going to be a lot of fees collected from all those millions of dollars. And when it grows and these continue to get increased, it's going to have its effect. There's already been 9,200 Tink burn. That's almost $28,000. That's not chump change. And you got to imagine, when it comes to the farms, other incentives are going to come into play that are going to be considered like a high risk. So we saw Inferno Titanx happen. I speculate that Tink Titanx, when this APR drops, let's say below 250%, it can happen sooner, it can happen way later, way lower, right? This is just my speculation. I would speculate that it would make the most sense to bring a Tink and a wrapped ETH pair. Well, why? Well, because right now the buy and burn, going back here, has a buy wrapped ETH with Tink option already with it. So it would just buy from its own pool, right? And burn, collect fees on that. So I would imagine that it would be like, okay, let's do a Tink with wrapped ETH. We would probably see a Tink with Dragon X. And then possibly a Tink with Vault. All right. In what order would that happen? If I speculate on what I believe what could happen, I think Tink and wrapped ETH makes sense. Dish that out. Come out with the Tink, Dragon X or Vault, whichever one is outperforming. It's all performance based, right? But since it's Eric's platform, you'd probably pair it up with Dragon X. But it should happen in that order. I would imagine that's what we would see. And the APRs would start off high. Gives you more incentive to buy Tink to pair up with Dragon X or pair up with wrapped ETH. That's just what I've experienced and seen farms do. That makes sense to me. I don't know if they have plans to do that entirely. Right? I get it, bro. I was just confused about everyone hyper excited about a new coin. Else every day, I'd be focused on your alpha now. Right on, bro. Dragon and Tink pair, buy pressure in the spot market. Buy pressure in the spot market. Yeah, dog. Are you more bullish on Hyper versus Hydra? I like them all. Sent request on TG, Don Chi. Oh, everyone trying to get a request now, huh? It's a closed group. Let's see. What were we just looking at? Oh, yeah, let's take a dive into kind of Element 280. But wait. Whoa. This is where the fireworks happens. Links in the description, Mike Dean's premium package, right? This is where you're going to see everything unfold. The method, the madness, right? This is madness. And I'm looking to buy more Tink. I'm looking to buy more Vault. So I used Mike Dean's premium package. Take a look at all this. And I'm going to think right here, since if you look at everything that's coming for the rest of the month, right? Take a look at this here. What is it? October 14th today, 478 billion. Then we go to 211 billion, 169 billion. On October the 17th, 812 billion tokens will come out. That is the biggest day we'll have as far as tokens coming out. Period. It drops off. Look at the big month of 5.15 trillion in October, November 4.14 trillion, and then December 159 billion Titanx. January 3.2 billion Titanx. February 2.3 billion Titanx. March 1.3 billion Titanx. Nothing. This just goes from all this to nothing. And in between that, between it goes to nothing into December, we have this one big day on the 17th. So that's 3 days from now. I would speculate a sell-off, right? A big sell-off. There will be people who participate and go back into the ecosystem, but I would imagine a sell-off. That way I can go and be like, let me try and time things, not based off like trading, but based off, that last big day for miners. Maybe they want to sell it for ETH, half for ETH and go into the farm. I don't know. Maybe sell it and go somewhere else. We don't know. But when that happens, I'm going to pick up more of this bad boy because I like it, some Tink. I'm going to pick up some more Vault because I love my Vault. I love Vault. So I've been using farm rewards to buy back some Vault that I had to liquidate on a couple wallets to go into some farms so I can earn a high APR and take advantage of that to buy it back, and knowing that I have time on the clock. Because when you feel too much FOMO and you go all in and you're just kind of waiting around, you're looking at all this opportunity that you're missing, and you got to understand that the way it's structured is on the 17th is going to be a big mint day, right? And then it's all over from there. It starts to go downhill. Not so much minting. Titanx conference next weekend, right? Yeah, I got invited to that. I should be on there. What price do you think Tink will fall to? $1? I don't know, man. It could. I don't know. But as these APRs drop, right? And as people see this start to increase and the benefits that it has, like this number here, we start to see it go 20, 30,000 Tink burn, then people are going to be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. And that'll be the reason why the dip happened. And they'll probably buy the dip with rewards and earnings anyway. So there will be, I do think there will be a lot of money coming back to buy their Tink up. And it's pretty low. So, that's going to have a huge impact on the price when people decide to swap back. And the incentive would be, from this point, I believe, Tink paired up with something else. And when Tink pairs up with something else, it's going to be a high APR because people are going to understand it's the reward token. So they'll put a juicy APR to attract users. That's why it was crazy high. By design. Let's see. What am I missing here? Oh, Element 280. We got to check this out. We'll look at the user vault. I've been on this page a little bit. Like I said, I had intentions to participate, but I have to narrow it down to what I really, really want. What I really, really want is that vault in Tink. So this is the buy and burn. It's burning all these tokens at different times throughout the day. And it's got a balance. 108 billion Titanx to buy and burn. Okay. 109 billion hyper. Wow, it's got a lot of Helios, Dragon X. How much vault does it have? Oh, this is all Titanx that it has. That's going to be used to buy and burn all these things. Okay. So it has 122 billion to buy and burn vault. Okay. 74 billion Titanx to buy and burn Tink. And we'll go to the stats here. So this is being triggered all throughout the day, right? How much it's burned. Wow. Okay. That's cool. 598 Tink, 215,000 volt burn. All these token, big contribution to the entire ecosystem, that's for sure. And then going back to element token, I think that's a 90% burn for this. If I can remember the white paper, there's so many white papers. So this happened. Not much volume, 296,000. Yeah, I don't know. There's so much. I mean, I can't get into everything. That's what I know. I can't. Nor do I want to. I want to narrow it down. Hyper ratio is 2.4 to Titanx. Are you buying hyper? No, I don't buy hyper or Hydra. I've never had to buy Titanx, I mined it. You know, I don't have to buy anything. I mined it all early. So I don't buy Hyper. I don't buy Hydra. I mined it. All my Titanx and every wallet that I'm collecting every day. Right now, I'm buying Tink. I'm swapping for Tink and I'm swapping for Volt. And then one wallet, I'm like, let me swap half for Vaults and the other half to Pulse Chain, buy some Hex. So they've got different strategies going on, different wallets. E2A going to bounce back hard, sacking those NFTs. Would you rather buy Dragon or Vault if you had to pick one? Vault. Reason being is the opportunity, not a financial advisor, but the opportunity is where the lower market cap's at, right? So let me tell you something here, guys. Let me pull out my calculator so we can kind of talk about this. So you look at the price of Titanx, right? And everything across the board is based off ratios. And the ratios also, what I look at is market caps. So Titanx has heavily been bonded with everything like Hyper, Vault, DragonX, you know, everything that you see that's new. You'll see Lotus, all these things that are new. So a lot of us have rode that opportunity. A 10x from here puts us well over $1 billion market cap for Titanx. If you think Titanx is going to 10x, we're at above $1 billion. It's $135.8 million market cap. So that'd be like 1.3 billion. That's a 10x from here. If you believe that's going to happen, I do think it's possible with everything that we have going on. We'll see when we get there. So you take Hyper, for example. Now we take a look at Hyper. And while Titanx has gone from like a 50 million, 75 million, all the way to $135 million market cap, what I'm looking at is I'm going Hyper right now with the $4.9 million market cap, right? So 10% of $135 million market cap would be a 13.5. 5% of that, you know, you're looking like at 6 3/4 market cap. So this here right now is like 5% or 4 to 5% of the overall market cap of Titanx. Now, when ETH goes up, when Titanx, let's say, does a 10x, and it maintains like 45% of its market cap at $1 billion or so, plus ETH going up, it's reasonable to say that this will be at a 10x at a $50 million market cap when they reach those numbers. So if you have all this Hyper that you're mining, you'd be happy if you collected it and held it for that potential 10x on those numbers, right? So that's what you're looking at, and the opportunity is there because it's a low market cap. It's going to be Hart's law, and this ecosystem is applied heavily. Everything's bonded to Titanx, and then Titanx is bonded to ETH. It's a leverage on ETH. So the $50 million market cap for Hyper is just a very low conservative number. Obviously, if Titanx continues to go way above $1 billion, goes to 1.5, 2 billion, something like that, because ETH goes parabolic, the machines are beating everybody. There's not enough Titanx. You know everything that's happening. Then you're like, okay, let me push it to 60, $75 million market cap. And where would I be on my money? Dun, 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 dun. Would you think Hyper Titanx Fair is more of a safer farm versus others? I can't say what's safe in crypto. Everything's high risk or high reward. Those are questions that are like, how can you answer that? Everything's a risk. After play on E280 play, I added 30% to my vault bag. That's awesome. That's awesome. So I did see that people did play Element 280 and to get free tokens. So that tells you people utilize the system the way it was designed. And there's those people that are tweeting about the profits. Boom, that's them right there. Extracting value for understanding and just reading white papers and following, their path. I've seen some people that made a lot of money back and they're able to get like free vault on top of it with profits. So congrats. It's a beautiful thing. I bought Hyper for farming by swapping Titanx. The ratio has gone lower versus Titanx. Would you swap back or continue to farm? I'm picking farming, but let me know what you think. Once I make a decision on once you make a miner, man, you're in it to win it. And you have that option if you want to claim early. So when I do my miners, I'm in it to the end, day 88. And we'll see how things change down the road. These ratios are going to change by the day, by the hour, by the second. So I have my position in farming. Use farming rewards to buy more miners. And really just got to figure out where you're at. Everyone's got a different stack. Everyone's got a different goal. So without knowing your goals and what your stack is, I'm limited to anything I can really say because, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to tell you what to do. In my opinion, you shouldn't have any influence on it because I'm just telling you what I think and what I'm experiencing. This is just a journey that's being recorded. But if we go take a look, and I tweeted about this yesterday, Hyper right now, and let's see, ROI 267%. It was like 300% yesterday. Saw a lot more ETH go in. So when I posted that yesterday, it was like 1,964 ETH. Now it's 1,982. So 20 more ETH, almost 20 more ETH has been added since then. People believe in it. They like their ROI. Why would you farm Vault? Feels like impermanent loss would be for sure since Vault is going to rocket. Because you earn rewards. And it's not like you're LP in it. It's a full range LP with the reward system. Helios LFG, what's up, the dude? Glad you're here. Thank you for your support. Going to Titanx really quick though. I want to look at something here. Interesting. That's good. Interesting thing that's going to take place soon. The V2 buy and burn. Look at that. So every 280 minutes, 3.33 ETH gets used. So that's going to be, if this callable function stays at this rate, should be done by the end of the month. V2 should be a wrap. Then you still have V1, which got all this ETH, 11.7 million of Ethereum. So the only way that this V2 will get fed is if mining's in profit. It's a minus 10.46%. So everybody's like, okay, I even thought this too at first. Like another mining frenzy is going to happen. I feel like by design, if I'm thinking like I feel like Jake was thinking, and he doesn't really comment on it too. All he says is like, the obvious, you're not going to get the same amount of Titanx making miners. So when this is in profit, you'll be in more profit later when the price goes up. But if there's not, like, let's say there's a few people making miners right now. The reason why we made a lot of money going in miners at the very beginning was because that T rank bonus, when you were making miners, more people that made miners after you were giving you bonus tokens, right? So unless it starts like you see hundreds of miners being made per day when this goes in the plus, you're not going to make that. You're better off buying it, in my opinion, and having it liquid. So I think the reason why Hyper was made to be a compounding system, along with Hydra, as it is with DragonX as well, it's a compounding system, is so that people don't revisit making miners to make future inflation. That's my thought about that, and why I was like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to make these 200-day miners because I could just buy what I would have bought and get a better bargain, because the deal was at first so many miners were being made after the fact that you made your miners, you're getting T rank bonus on top of that, and it was like crazy, right? So if I show you an example of like one of my wallet here, let me connect really quick. We'll use this as an example. I'll collect this miner today in maybe like 30 minutes. It's worth 928. Well, I'll click on it. Does that show up on the screen? Okay. So we'll look at that. You see, when I made this miner, it was what, 0.2 ETH or whatever. I got 21,938,678 team rank bonus. That's because a ton of miners were still being created even after this start date, right? So that was like icing on the cake to add to ROI. Now when I collect it, here it's worth 274% APR. So the APR was added much higher because of that additional, but I just feel like the whole purpose of Hyper being made was for it to be a compounding system, so it made more sense of getting the better deal to use that versus Titanx .win. I bought E280 NFT than another, but the percentage share remained the same. I'm not sure. I have yet to research. Hyper ratios to Titanx 10-1 possible. It depends, man. It depends. I don't know, man. This is all an experiment. Could be. I'm hoping 1-5. You never know. How high do you think Titanx price will go? Everything I measured is from the bottom. So if we take a conservative bottom, I know it's a little bit less. It was 6 zeros and let's call it a 2. And let's say we do a 500x. That's 3 zeros and a 1. So if you want to be even more conservative from the bottom and say a 250x this cycle, that's 4 zeros and a 5. So that would be, 40x more from here. I think 4 zeros and a 1, between 4 zeros and a 1, 4 zeros and a 4 could definitely happen. I think I could speculate that. We'll have to see. I don't know, if the bull market's going to happen now or never, or if it doesn't happen. It all depends. Ethereum does a 3x, we can see some magic happen. Ethereum does a 3x from here, and we were 7,000 plus, between 7 and 10K. A lot of fireworks could set off. I couldn't imagine even what the price might be. But let's go to Mike Dean's dashboard here. Remember, links in the description for his premium. Let's see, did he add Tink yet? No Tink. No Tink stats yet. But he has element 280. I wonder why he hasn't added Tink. Got element 280 though. Tink came before that, but element 280's got stats in it now. We can definitely look at that. Let's see what's going on with Hydra's inflation coming up in December. October, December, its biggest month for Hydra. Then it goes from 7.32 trillion in December to 673 billion in January 2025. Falls off completely, man. Completely. Week 2 of 2025. Yeah. So, I'm going to collect my Hydra and just let everybody sell and kind of wait till after the new year and see if I want to get rid of it then instead. Just based off those numbers. Let's go back to the farm. Maybe something got added to the farm while we were talking and chatting it up. I love to look at these stats, though. I love to see this number grow. It's almost at $100,000 collectively in just 6 days. And it could be, 15 days from now, 200,000. And the market cap of Tink is where the opportunity is and the low LP for it to take off. You think a token that was created by Eric and runs and operates on Jake's entire ecosystem that has a buy and burn through the fees of the Titan Farms is going to rest at a $1.1 million market cap and below? At some point, it's going to burn more tokens the way it's designed. People are going to build on Tink. And why couldn't it be a $10 million market cap? Why couldn't it be a $30 token? Why not? You tell me. Are you still bullish on eDoge? Thank you. I don't know. You know what I did with my meme tokens? Because I have a habit of selling them early. Just bought a bunch and sent them to a different ledger. I'm not going to look at them until Bitcoin's above $100,000 and Ethereum's double. So I bought them. I'm bullish for what might happen. We'll see. When is the most inflation coming for Hyper? Got to log into your dashboard. Links in the description. Get that Mike Dean Premium. But we'll take a look here. I'll give you a sneak peek. You gotta get these tools so you know, bro. So Hyper main. Let's see. Same thing as Hydra. Big month in December. 3.25 trillion in December. Dies off to 1 trillion in January. But here's the thing. Go look at the Hyper stats, man. There's only 1.2 trillion tokens. The inflation's like in a headlock. It's not going anywhere. And once more gets built on it, which there is, like Steve from Vault building on it, Mike Dean. Look at this right here. 38.92% bought and burn, 33.62% is liquid. Yeah. Buy the dip on Hydra on 280. Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget to pound the like button. Got 91 people on X, 77 people on YouTube. Thank you for all your support, guys. Like button, retweet, all that good stuff. If you like what you see, support the channel with the like. Pound the like button. What have we not covered yet? I feel like we looked at everything. Let's go back to Vault. $6,252,691 has burned 222 million, 21% of the supply, bro. We don't got enough Vault. Burning every 5 minutes, $2,600. $763,000 is going to buy and burn pressure for today. Oh, man. We love you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. We love everybody that supports me and joins me. You know, things are going to just continue to rise. But again, this buy and burn here is going to die off. I asked Jake on Mo's stream about this. You know, use it now while Titanx is cheap. And I think the answer he provided was, you know, there could be a better time. And you never know what it's going to do. And even when miners go and profit, I don't know if people are going to want to pay 0.265 ETH while ETH is going up and it continues to go up. The difficulty in price to make these miners continues to go up. You'll never be able to get what we got back in the day. Never. So I think Hyper by design was made for people to stop mining on Titanx. It doesn't go up in price, 0.2. And this is a compounding. It's a way to compound your Titanx by design. So the percentage here to do that is much higher and will continue to grow as the price of Titanx goes up. Wouldn't make sense probably to make Titanx miners. You might be in a plus down the road, but you're going to be like, I should have just bought that. You know, if you make a 280-day miner in Titanx right now, you probably are going to be collecting that during a bear market where you can do an 88-day miner and be a little bit safer. Right? That's how I feel. That's what I think is taking place. Back to the chat. Vault Titanx is best farm. Yeah. What is the APR on that one? Let's take a look. APR 8. Wait, Vault. Well, 162%. Look at $9 million managed by the farm out of 10.5. So what'll happen is when this APR cuts in half, you'll see a lot of that money pull out. You just will. They'll go into higher APRs. And will they sell their Vault? I don't know. But look out for it. Because if it does happen, you get a discount. Discount, right? Crypto, what happens when Vault rocket? You'll have more Titanx than Vault. Well, then you accomplished your goal because if Vault goes up, right, and you're in a farm, it's your way kind of to exit. But Do you use the rewards to continue to buy Vault and compound or keep it liquid? You got to have a strategy. It's not for everybody. I don't think everybody is understanding these farms compared to like a regular LP and permanent loss. But everyone has their own reason. I'm not afraid of the impermanent loss at this point. As far as 2 tokens that I want, Tink and Titanx. I love them both. And earning rewards and fees, I'm a happy camper. That's for sure. 55 minutes in, guys. We're going to end it for today. Kids get out early. Every day is a Friday this week. It's a Friday schedule all week long for parent conference. So I'll be in the parent conference meeting soon. Yeah, I usually just sit there and just nod my head. Like, oh, okay. I'd rather be doing crypto right now. I know my kids are so young. We're not in college. You can relax. Thanks for the stream. Sorry about the group message. Yeah, it's all good, man. I got to find you and get you back in there. If you got Vault, Titanx farm on day 1, you in profits, plus you got some Tink. There you go. That's how that's my experience. Don't forget to pound the like button, guys. Thank you for joining me today. Till next time, tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. PST time, we'll do it again. Yeah, dog.
Lady of the faucet, just get it. Woo! Woo! Yeah. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. It's R2R. It's R2R. Back to riches. Back to riches. Got my call from the R2R. Farmers going up, Brody, check the chart. In the loots, buying all these plots. Thomas G and Mike got the chat on lock. With a drip and pause. Got these dogs and pigs, farm me, I'm ready to score. Got me a bag of the rich and hard, I think I need more. Group got me in the wave, now I'm swimming the shore. Now I'm up to the core. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, just back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, back to riches. It's R2R, it's R2R. Back to riches, just back to riches.